But they were being hypocrites because they wasn't keeping the actual law. All right, go ahead, bro.
It says, he answered and said to them, well, and this is Yahushua speaking, he said, well have Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites.
Hypocrites, because that's what you are, man.
Yeah.
You can't say that you love the Most High in the same breath. You know, you want to celebrate these pagan holidays and pray over abominable foods. You know, praying over shrimp, lobster, crab, pork. You know, doing the things that the Lord said not to do. You being a hypocrite. You being an actor, man. Okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just,
It's still lit. You fell through.
No, yeah, don't trip. Go ahead.
It says, this people honor, as it is written, this people honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me.
Yeah, they show much love with their mouth, but with their heart, they don't even know the Most High, man. They reject them with their works, man.
Yep.
You know, being a damn reprobate. Okay. The Lord didn't ordain these so-called feast days. The Lord said He actually despised them, man. Okay. You about to celebrate Ashtaroth coming up? You know, it's just this time of the year. It's just pagan celebration after celebration, consecutive, man.
Man, let me say this: a lot of these pagan holidays, so to speak, are on the satanic calendar.
Yeah.
As high as major days of high level of wicked energies.
Yeah, witchcraft.
Yeah.
Witchcraft.
Yeah, matter of fact, around these times, the wicked elite, they do a lot of sacrificing on the left-hand side. Okay, they do a lot of sacrificing, man.
Bohemian Grove.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll have their Bilderberger meetings coming up.
All that. So they do their left-hand sacrifice. All right, it tells you that it was that 1 Corinthians that they sacrifice unto devils and not unto the Lord. Okay, so that's when you keep these pagan traditions, you're sacrificing unto Satan, man.
Which one?
Oh.
Hey, I'm a Nazarite, homie.
Okay.
All right, man.
From Nazareth.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, no, go ahead, Oz. Read that again, bro.
That's the first verse. Sixth verse, I mean.
Yeah.
He answered and said unto me, well have
God damn.
well have Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, his people honor with his beard shape, right?
He's gotta let Jake be, man. You know, only the missiles gonna clean that up, man.
Right.
Go ahead, Oz.
Well have Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, this people honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me.
Yeah, they talk a good one when it comes to the Heavenly Father. I love God. God is love. You know, Jesus Christ, He died for my sins. He died for me and you. He died for the whole world. Throw John 3:16 in your face. But then got their children on their hands and knees looking for Easter eggs, man. Okay? Going around dressed like a goddamn leprechaun and don't even know what the hell, what significance does it have in St. Patrick?
Or the scriptures at all.
It's no different than Easter. You ever ask yourself what the hell does Easter eggs and rabbits have to do with the so-called, what they call the Great Sunday? You know, which they say it's the resurrection day. Okay, so what does the day of our Lord being resurrected have to do with Easter eggs and bunnies? Same thing. And that same confusion comes from the Catholic Church.
Right.
Because it's about basically using the themes of the things contained in the scriptures, but amalgamating it with pagan practices, man.
Right.
It has nothing to do with that, man. You think you're serving the Lord, but you're really serving Ashtaroth.
Right.
You know?
What is Ashtaroth? Ashtaroth is a pagan deity, god, or goddess, if you will.
Fertility, right?
Fertility, yep.
Ancient Babylon.
Go back to ancient Babylon.
It goes
Which
back
was
to the
what,
Sumerian Empire.
Yep.
You know? It was all celebrated in ancient Mesopotamia. And they was all into that, man, fertility worship.
Yeah.
So the Catholic Church brought all that in and confused you people, man.
Yeah.
Okay? What the hell is a leprechaun, which is supposed to be a little dwarf witch? What does that have to do with Christianity? When St. Patrick was supposedly a Christian.
I gotta say this real quick, bro. Why is every holiday, all these holidays, end up being about getting drunk and being sexy? Halloween is like getting drunk and wearing half naked costumes. This is the same thing. New Year's is that way. Valentine's is that way. Everything's about getting drunk and being half naked. That's how you can tell that they're all false. If the Bible don't back up, you're doing that. That's all rooted in bacchanality. Getting drunk and having overeating and feast and doing sex games and shit. Okay? Shouts off another man's wife's titties and shit. Like, where those stuff is going on? You go down to the strip, when the sun go down, man, it's going down. I mean, like, the people gonna lose their mind in wickedness.
That's right, man.
Keep reading.
That was
A little more.
Go ahead.
Verse 7, Matthew 7:7. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
Yep.
For laying aside the commandment of the Most High God, ye hold the tradition of men.
Yeah, and that's it, man. All these different holidays, they're just commandments of men. That's not ordained in the scriptures. But they were treated as if they were lawful, man. Oh, what's your question?
Well, I just want to know, you guys are talking about traditions and holidays, and I just want to know how you guys feel about how we incorporate the eating of animals into those holidays.
Which animals?
What animals?
Cows, pigs, chickens, anything
Well,
you eat on those holidays. I'm just wondering how you guys feel about that.
Can I give an answer? I'll give an answer. Well, from the biblical standpoint, which is the standpoint that we come from, do you believe in the Bible?
I believe there's a lot of good that come out of the Bible, a lot of good stories that were told.
Is that a yes or no?
Are you asking me if I believe?
Because we do, and I'm going to give you a question and an answer based upon the Bible.
Maybe you could ask me a different question. Like,
Well, I'll just say what I'm going to say from our standpoint. In the Bible, God gave certain animals that were kosher, so to speak, and those that were not. That we can't eat, right? Well, if you're doing the proper feast days or biblical high holy days or holidays, if you would say, then yeah, we believe in that. But as that's amalgamated into these other holidays,
okay, so you're talking about in Genesis where God gave everybody the right to eat the animals because there was nothing else, right? Because they came off the ark, there was nothing to eat, and he said you have the animals.
Okay, so you're a vegan or what's
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We eat vegan too sometimes.
Are you?
Sometimes.
That's good. That's my point. Is I just want to know how you guys feel. How does that fit into?
Well, matter of fact, get Daniel the first chapter.
I go vegan 5 days a week, but I still eat meat because
Right.
it's hard.
Yeah.
Well, nowhere in that book does God say that you have to eat meat.
Yeah,
We know now that you don't need to.
Actually,
But on a high
Keep
holy
a feast, yeah.
on a high holy day, which is a Passover, we have to eat lamb.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well,
It's
I
a
don't know
commandment.
anything about that.
Well, it's a
but-
commandment in there, but we understand that eating a lessened meat diet, because America generally, or Western diet is generally based in meat. But we know if somebody get Daniel the first chapter, anybody got that?
I have a question. What about the
Hold on,
commandment?
we gotta answer his question first before we answer your question. We gotta do it in order, please.
Go ahead, start at the top.
Daniel, the first chapter.
Yep.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 1. The 3rd year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, unto Jerusalem and besieged it. And the Lord gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hand, with part of the vessels of the house of the Most High, which he carried into the land of Shinar, to the house of his God. And he brought the vessels into the treasure house of his God. And the king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel, and of the king's seed, and of the princes.
I'm going to make it make sense in just a
Sure. Yeah. I got time. I got all day.
Children in whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skillful in all and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge, and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace.
So these were smart men that he brought with him from the children of Israel. This is in Babylon. Yes, go ahead.
And whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat.
And he gave them a certain portion of his meat.
Who's that?
The king of
King
Babylon,
of Babylon.
gave to the Israelites a certain portion of his meat. Okay? Keep going.
And of the wine which he drank.
And his wine that he drank.
Out of necessity.
So
Because at the time he had to provide.
Well, right. But it was like, if I don't want to say work for you, but if I live under your roof, your house, then you have to feed me to provide me, to life to do what I'm doing. But watch what happens. And if you pay attention closely to what's going on here, you'll see how it plays out. I don't want to say in your favor, but you'll see the perspective that makes sense.
I don't have a stake in this.
No.
It's for the animals.
Right. Yeah, I got you.
And of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king.
Yep.
Now among these were of the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names. For he gave unto Daniel the name of Belteshazzar, and to Hananiah of Shadrach, and to Mishael of Meshach.
Because he's acclimating them into the Babylonian acceptance of what he's doing. But they're smart men still, though.
Right.
And so they'll accept that because they're in the captivity of the Babylonians. They have to do that. Keep going.
And to Assyria of Abednego. But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat.
And here's the part right here. He would not defile himself with the portion of the... We'll accept it with the roles that you have for sin. That's fine. But we're not going to accept the portion of your meat. Now, there's going to be an experiment that
Was that the first mention of veganism?
Sort of.
All right.
Sort of.
And then meat was like pork and shit.
Yeah,
it was unclean meat.
I was going to say that after also.
All right, a couple thousand-year-old mention of vegans.
Go ahead.
Nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself.
Because regular meats, like kosher meats, beef, fish with fins and scales, not shellfish and all of that, those wouldn't defile you. It's okay to eat those. There's a certain context. Like basically, we can eat herbivores, but they have to have all the criteria. The books of Deuteronomy and Leviticus.
I got Leviticus.
Go ahead and read it in Leviticus. This is the laws of Moses.
This is Leviticus 11 and...
We're going to go back to that.
This is 11 and 26. The carcasses of every beast which divideth the hoof, and is not cloven-footed nor cheweth the cud, are unclean unto you.
Now, those are the criteria that you need to eat clean meats. They can't be.
It's got to have hooves.
They have to have hooves, cloven-footed, and an herbivore.
This is 11 and 3.
So dogs and cats.
No,
none of that.
They don't have all. They don't have the hoof.
This Leviticus 11 and 3. Whatsoever parteth the hoof, and is cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud among the beasts.
3 criteria of beasts that you can eat.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay?
That shall ye eat.
Yep, that shall ye eat.
Now, who's saying that? The king still?
No. This is back in the
so
laws of Moses that God gave Moses to give to the people of Israel.
Okay.
Because didn't God give them, when he came down, the people complained, didn't he feed them with quail? First he fed them with manna, and that wasn't enough. The people
This is back when they had nothing. After they had all come together, they're all scavenging and...
Yeah, they walked out of Egypt. Then he gave them... Then he gave them quail.
Right.
Which was meat, right? But
Again,
I'm saying
this is
it's
another
not
story
against,
out of necessity. These people were starving.
Well, God could have given them whatever he wanted to. They were already eating the manna. Manna rained down from the heavens and stacked way up. They could make as many cakes as they wanted, but they still wanted more. So he gave them clean meats to eat.
Okay.
That don't mean you have to eat them, but when it comes to the Passover to keep that, you gotta eat it. So that's
you guys, let me ask you this. If, aside from Passover, would you guys have a problem not eating meat the rest of the days?
5 out of 7 days.
5 out of 7, we're doing good over here.
We don't just eat. I got another brief.
We don't consume flesh. The scriptures speak against consuming too much flesh.
I got one. Keep going.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 37, verse 30. For excess of meats bringeth sickness, and suffering will turn into colic.
Right, exactly what all the science is telling us.
Exactly.
Just coming
And this is
up now.
Proverbs 15 and 17. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a stalled ox and hatred therewith.
Yep. See? So we don't solely believe in just consuming meat, and just you measure your wealth by how much meat you consume. No. We understand that it's better for us to eat more herbs and leafy greens and vegetables.
It's a medicine from the earth. It's a Lord
medicine
created
from the
to be medicinal for us.
Right.
That's a lock in. The meat nowadays, man, that shit ain't even meat. That's
cloned. That's
genetically
modified. Yeah, it's all that.
That's
It's
all
sadness
drugged
and
up.
violence.
It's just completely terrible. That's not really meat.
We pay for people to do that every time we spend a dollar.
So
So is there something that would stop you guys from taking that step?
Well, let's keep reading this.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
This is why we cut back.
I
Now,
hope
we
so.
can't
I
cut
hope
it
we're
off.
gonna find a way for us all to come together.
We can't cut it off, but we cut back. We told certain feast
I'd like to
days
see that part where it says God says you have got to eat lamb on Passover. But
Okay. But exactly.
Verse 10.
Exodus
The
12.
prince of the eunuchs said unto Daniel, I fear my lord the king, who had appointed your meat and your drink. For why should he see your faces worse liking that? For why should he see your faces worse liking than the children which are of your sword? Then shall ye make me endanger my head to the king. Then said Daniel to Melson, whom the prince of the eunuchs had set over Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Asari.
Did you read that already? Jump to like verse 10. He was already at 10.
Remember I started at verse 10. You want to read it again?
Jump to 12.
Okay. This is verse 12. Prove thy servants have ceased 10 days and let them give us pulse to eat.
Pulse. You're going to a pulse is leafy greens. Instead of the king's meat. We're going to eat that instead of the king's meat. It's going to be an experiment. We're going to see what happens.
And water to drink.
And just water, not soda with high fructose corn syrup and all this other stuff.
Then let our countenance be looked upon before thee.
And look at how our bodily functions and the way that we look, see how it is, the difference, examine it then after 10 days.
And the countenance of the children that eat of the portion of the king's meat.
And then also examine the ones that eat of the portion of the king's meat.
And as thou seest, deal with thy servants.
And as you seest, what you find in this experiment, then deal with us that way.
So he consented to them in this matter, and proved them 10 days.
Yep.
And at the end of the 10 days, their countenances appeared fairer, is that how you pronounce it? And fatter in flesh than all the children which did eat the portion of the king's meat.
They were healthier and more vibrant, more energetic, and everything else.
I can attest to that every day.
Right. We
walk
all,
up the stairs
we all
with
know
alcohol.
that. Exactly. Just like I played a lot of basketball in my life, and I ate meat most of my life. A lot of it, right? I mean, not completely, a lot of it. And I always felt terrible. Now that I still play a little bit now, and I don't eat that heavy meat, I eat a lot of vegan or vegetarian options, so to speak. I feel a lot better, even though I'm older now. If I'd have been doing that then,
we only knew.
You know, you didn't know.
I got the
But we must have some meat consumption. And this is
Exodus 12 and 5.
Hear this order that you must eat meat.
This Exodus 12 and 5.
We must.
So it's really, this is for the Israelites. This was our custom, our law. Concerning the Passover.
Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats, and ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the
I'm sorry. Can you read the first sentence one more time?
Okay.
Just start that over, because I think you said something very important.